Good evening, welcome to the club, LFC Day Trippers Club, following a massive win against Manchester City at Anfield. Just three of us in the bunker tonight. We're going to have an intimate chat between us.
Light a candle there, Andy.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit less structured than normal because we always have a very structured podcast anyway with agendas and all that. With a few cry-offs today. And a couple of
lads hung over,
a couple of legitimate excuses as well. Ray Dicko Dickinson was so excited he shook his missus and a baby fell out. So congratulations, and
congratulations, Ray and Dicko.
Yeah, little baby boy here to watch the Reds win the league.
Oh Jesus!
I think we're going to get stuck into the incident. The handball incident, just to get it out of the way, because I don't want to dwell on it too much. There's been far too much talk about it, in my opinion. No matter what, there was never going to be a penalty awarded, so I don't know why there's so much talk about a penalty and should it have been a penalty, because there is no possible reason it could have been a penalty, because it comes off Bernardo's hand and a handball cannot lead to a goal scoring opportunity. So Davo, what do you think?
Like what you said there, I think the fact that the rule change is a bit different, isn't it, from an attacking handball to a defending handball. You can't gain any advantage being an attacker from handball. So, and then I read today, obviously, that referee that's gone now, Bobby Madley, was tweeting last night, and there was an article from Mark Clattenburg today, both saying the same thing, that Bernardo's handball led to an advantage. So the penalty wouldn't have been given, or wouldn't have stood, being brought back and a free out. So obviously I'd agree on that score. But on the flip side of it, like, if it happened to us, we'd all be screaming for a penalty. So I can understand Man City fans like down their nut over it.
Well, I don't know.
That particular one.
I've been challenged.
The trend in the second half is a load of bollocks. His hands are right down. They're nearly on the ground. He has them that low. That's a load of bollocks. That's not a penalty. But I can see why City fans are peeved over it, or why I can see why City fans are peeved it wasn't given. If it then got brought back by VAR, like the other two ex-referees are alluding to, then maybe they could say, all right, well, fair enough, he gave it for that. But I can probably see why they're a little bit pissed off.
Well, I can't personally. I've been interrogated to come up with some sort of admission that it was a handball, because they're all red tinted glasses and all that. I'm not accepting it. If that happened to Liverpool, I could not be claiming for a penalty there. And I'd have to just accept that a penalty could not possibly be given. A handball off a handball can't result in a penalty, and if anything, I'd be appealing for the decision to go back to a free kick, or maybe it's an unchallenged hot ball nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah, with
something like that. So it could have went back to the box, and there could have been an uncontested hot ball for Liverpool. That would be the best outcome for Man City in that situation, and we wouldn't be talking about that decision. Only we went up and scored straight away, and Man City had time to defend, and they didn't do the right thing, so they're too busy appealing. And it's tough shit. It's 1-0 to Liverpool, and what happened took away from the goal. Have you anything to say on the handball incident, Paddy?
Well, I didn't celebrate straight away, but I did try and jump around on the one foot that I had in the middle of a pub. But for me, it cancelled each other out. Now, it being in the pub and watching the match, you don't really see Bernardo's handball. You just see Trent's, and then Sky keeps concentrating on Trent's hand instead of the first incident. But I think what Darrow was saying there, that Man City are more aggrieved that City stopped.
Yeah.
And we just counter-attack, went up the other end and scored. And that I think the goal put City off, but I think the incident itself pissed a lot of City players off. Like, Aguero was still giving out about it 5 minutes after we scored. He was still giving out and you are like, it was like that City needed that penalty to score. That's what they needed. Like, it was like, I know it was really, really early in the game, but it kind of took the wind out of ourselves that they didn't get the goal, or they didn't get the penalty, but then we went and scored. It was like a double hit. Well, we didn't get a penalty, but then they go up and score.
So I think it's even more demoralising to them to see that, hang on, we're at being hard done by here, and then they go and score and you're not even checking it. There's anything going back. But I think the referee, I've seen videos this morning on Sky, like, the ref is in a perfect position to see it, and he waves it off straight away. There's no hesitation. He makes the decision straight away, and the game goes on. He waves it off. Yeah. Players are running towards him, and he just takes off and follows the game.
Yeah, I think in that situation, just remove the Bernardo handball for a second. The ball hits Trent. I don't think anybody is in a better position to judge that than a referee 5 yards away, standing face on, because he gets to see that real time, and he gets to see Trent's natural movement. Trent is going to try and make his body a bit bigger, but I don't think he purposely moves his arms out. I think it's a natural reaction.
He hits his hip first and then hits his arm.
Exactly.
Which is, well, what can you do?
I know it sounds stupid, but he's trying to make his body bigger by spreading himself.
He thinks he's Aguero beside him, and Trent is kind of trying to go onto the half turn in case Aguero gets the ball and opens out ready, as well, trying to be ready. So he's just kind of turning his body, or about to turn his body when it hits off him. But like the Villa game a couple of weeks ago, Liverpool, there was a stonewall handball in the Villa game. I think it was Mane that hit a shot, and the defender turns
his arms up,
and he puts his hand out to the side and saves it with his hand.
His hand's actually high.
Yeah, he's kind of jumping and he turns and has his hand out. That wasn't even a fucking VAR review.
No.
Yeah.
Or if it was, he just got it in the got the word in the air. No, nothing to see there. Keep going.
Yeah.
Like that. It's like I don't think they're taking like you mentioned there. Michael Oliver seen it, and like what was said an awful lot after the Firmino armpit offside thing by a lot. The linesman flagged it, so he made the decision. So clear and obvious error. So it wouldn't have been brought back because the linesman had given it. But Michael Oliver seen that. So in his head, he's, like you said, perfect position, 2 yards away. A second later, like Paddy said, no penalty, keep going.
Yeah.
So they didn't need to be. He'd seen everything he needed to see in real time.
Yeah. We might have another little VAR whinge. I think should be a regular feature at the moment. Everybody else seems to be doing it. But we'll talk about the goal. It goes in. It's an absolute wonder strike, and Gary Neville and Martin Tyler are absolutely raging.
Sick.
They are seething. They are fuming.
Fucking Seedsville.
Snapping. And Tyler even says, as Carragher says, what are they going to do? And he goes, give the penalty.
That's the first.
He is dying for that to be overturned and a penalty to be given to Man City. That is his dream outcome. Without even seeing the incident again, that is his dream outcome. And it just took away from the goal. The goal needs to be appreciated. We're talking about Fabinho since the middle of last year. We all fans, how quality he is in his defensive role in the midfield.
Yep.
How high he's pressing teams, winning the ball, how quick he is in the transition to pass the ball and put people into space. And it's just his awareness, everything. Now he's after adding a goal.
His awareness adds to the game so much that he actually, when he picks the ball up, if he swings his left arm, it doesn't go anywhere near the goal, but he actually sets it for himself and smashes it. I think Gundogan tries to clear the ball, and I heard some pundit saying if you're in midfield or defender and you're clearing the ball in your box, you try and lift it and get it out of. But he just kicked it, and Fabinho picked it up and just smashed it. The keeper was getting nowhere near it.
Yeah, Gundogan's on his heels.
Yeah.
And he's done his best to just get the ball away. But that was part of City's mistake when they were so busy appealing for what happened at the other end. They end up sitting on their arse on their own 6-yard box and left acres of space for our midfield to run into. And Fabinho's exploited all that space. He just put the ball in front of him.
Their heads are like... Anyone that's ever played a game of football or whatever, their heads are just gone there for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They're fucking in a rage, are going, that's a penalty. They're about to... Only Liverpool are attacking. They'd have been all fucking around the referee. So, but their head is absolutely gone. They're making bad decisions. And it's obviously a screamer of a strike, but I didn't necessarily agree with Neville tried to take a bit of shine off of playing the goalkeeper. I didn't think. Actually, they asked Mourinho about it after, and he said, "Nah, his keeper's not a fault there." He just goes, "It's a great strike," and you can see it from behind the goal. He's got two players in his eye line. Bravo. So he sees the ball that late, and it's such a good strike. He's never getting to it. Yeah. I think the Ederson not being there has been a bit over-egged, a small bit. I do like Ederson, but I didn't think. Like I didn't think Bravo was at fault for that goal, and I know we'll come to the Mane goal. Yeah. I thought he was unlucky for the Mane goal as well. Mane was that close to it. It was a brilliant cross, and he's that close to goal heading it.
He's no chance.
He can't really do it in the goalkeeper. Mane heads it in onto his hands, and he's getting back and he pushes it in. So
he's thrown that way when he puts his hand in.
I thought they tried to egg that like Sky. Over egg it a bit now, the fact that Ederson was missing. Maybe in the playing out from the back he's a level above, but like Bravo played for Barcelona for fucking 4 or 5 years, won Champions Leagues. He was absolutely he was excellent at Barcelona. Coming to England, fair enough, it hasn't worked out for him as much as he would have liked, but he was absolutely excellent at Barcelona. So fair enough, there's a level above to go with Ederson. As regards playing out from the back and that, but I thought Sky tried to over-egg that now small bit.
Yeah, I did too. It looked to me like his positioning was perfect, and from the camera behind the goal, you can see the defender is right in front of the strike, and it comes down the defender's right hand side. And what can he do? Only make an attempt to dive into the corner. He's jumping from the middle of the goal.
He can't take a step right.
He can't set himself
because he's leaving at the massive left hand side of the goal open, and if Fabinho opens his body out and rolls it, and his weight is on his right after taking a step, it's in the net again, and then you're kind of going, what are you doing there?
Yeah, you'd expect a right footer to ping it down the right hand side.
Exactly, and that's kind of done him as well with it being such a good strike.
Yeah, the strike was quality, Paddy. One of those where it makes that noise in the back of the net.
It's like when you throw the ball and play basketball, it just swooshes through the net. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think it was the camera falling that made the noise, because they showed the ball hitting, the camera goes down and it kind of just flashes off it. But that noise is just so satisfying. We're only 5 minutes into the game, 1-0 up, dream start.
Do you reckon he thinks it's him when he hits it?
Oh, he knows, yeah.
But the other thing, one of the lads was saying in the WhatsApp group, the Liverpool players don't run over to him and celebrate. They're kind of walking over to him, and they're all looking at the ref. If you see Wijnaldum and Lovren, they're behind him, they're looking, and Mane is walking towards him, and Mane is looking back as well, because I don't think they're sure if it's a goal or not.
Yeah, it's a subdued celebration.
Do you know what I mean? But
that's happening a lot. I know, like you mentioned the VAR feature, everyone else is doing it, but it's happening a hell of a lot as regards, like, even when goals are going in, I'm kind of at home kind of going, you're off the chair, but you're kind of going, it's going to be fucking put. Like, your man off Newcastle didn't celebrate the weekend, because he didn't know he was onside, and he was onside.
Someone
he scored a goal and didn't celebrate.
Someone come up with a good solution that so the flow of the game doesn't get affected. No decisions get reviewed to the end of the game.
And you just change the score.
So you just look back on all the decisions and then determine the score. So you leave the ground thinking you won 2-0, you get into the car and you lost 4-0.
I reckon there'll be football stadiums on fire all over England. The place will be burned to the ground all over the shop.
Yeah. But like that, City probably started the stronger. They had all the possession. They look potent in attack. They look like... they didn't have us on the ropes, but they had balls flashing across. Yeah. My biggest concern now with Liverpool at the moment is conceding free kicks between the halfway line and the 18-yard line.
Holding that line. Hoping VAR catches it. That's what it is. They're hoping, not hoping the lines, they're hoping VAR catches it, it's reviewed. Because in fairness, they are holding it. And you could actually see in City were leaving a runner deep.
Yeah,
and they were, and see the rest of the lads were stopped, and whoever was the chosen runner was just running, and as he was kicking it, he was perfectly in line. He was in, because I think Aguero should have scored from one,
and Sterling,
and it's just they must have a drill to a T, but it's like against was it West Ham or was it Villa? Villa had it down to perfection as well. Villa were firing the ball in, and they had their runs right and everything ready to go, and that's probably our only Achilles heel at the moment. But other than that, like, it's just
We were cold.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of an equivalent to like when they say teams got cold or a boxer got cold early or whatever. We didn't start at all. We looked nervous. I think their formation probably might have bamboozled us really. It was kind of like a 4-4-2 with De Bruyne playing up beside Aguero. And then they pressed high. So it was kind of like they'd six bodies and Liverpool were trying to get out. I know people say De Bruyne played in 10, but I thought early in the game he was very high, as in up beside Aguero. Yeah. And we just we were cold, but then to go down the pitch with two attacks and
score twice.
You're kind of scratching your head. When we were 2-0 up, I was kind of sitting there scratching my head going, we've only been over half twice.
Yeah, well, I think, look, City came there, they'd no choice, 6 points behind, but to go for it. It's one of those scenarios. They have to come there and win. The draw's not really good enough. They have to come in and try and derail our season by coming at us and maybe laying down their marker. And it didn't pay off. Like, we caught them on the break. No team really does that with us anymore because of how dangerous we are, and we just showed how punishing we can be when we do break away.
Well, the other thing is, like, if you look, we didn't do anything for the first 20 minutes. We're 2 up, and listen to Klopp talking about it. He says you can't go and play City the way City play football. We had to drag them into the way we wanted to play the game, and it showed. City were knocking the ball around and doing everything they could, but as soon as we got it, we were gone. Like from the handballers, we are saying, like, 22 seconds, they outrooked the other end of the pitch and the ball's in the back of the net. Yeah. Like, that's lightning quick. Do you know what I mean? And that's one thing, like, that we have to give, like, obviously the manager for is, like, I know City didn't have so-called centre halves and stuff like that, but that's still probably one of the most expensive sides ever assembled in world football. Yeah. If you look at it. Now, I know we were, as Davros says, we're cold coming out, but I still think it sends a signal now to the rest of the league that the other best team in the country has come to play and tried to play us off the park, and they were out of the game. Went out of the game, but they were 2-0 down after 25 minutes. And the games we've been winning and the manner we've been winning them, I think. As I think it was Michael Owen said, he said years ago Liverpool didn't have that mentality of being champions. Now, granted, we're European champions, but if City were 2-0 up after 20 minutes and played the way we did, Neville, Carragher and any other pundit would be saying that's the mark of a champion. Yeah. You don't play well, you're winning the game.
That's exactly what they'd be saying.
I think that's the mentality that has turned in the club. And actually listened to an interview with Jordan Henderson, and he said, talking about the manager coming in, and he said, I'm on board with what the manager says. He says, because the manager is trying to turn every older fan that is nervous about how we play and what we do into believing that what we can achieve. Yeah. And everybody's buying into it now. Like, the squad's not massive, but the lads that come in do a job. Look at Origi, Chamberlain, even Lallana, even get on to Lovren. I thought Lovren was my man of the match last night. I thought Lovren was brilliant. Now, few shaky at the start, but it was quality for me, I have to say. Really, really.
No, I was very impressed with him as well, and it can only be a positive thing that guys coming in beside Van Dijk, whether it's Gomez, Matip or Lovren, are turning in these performances. Yeah. We know that the next mistake is probably only around the corner for Lovren, but we just got to hope that it doesn't cost us. We've been conceding goals in every game nearly, and we've recovered. So look, as long as Lovren stays in there,
and we're winning.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care. Like I said it before in the pod, like, Lovren plays well in the big games, and he does. Yeah. He turns up when it matters. And I know he might play the likes of Aston Villa and he has a brain fart, but he's like, I think yesterday showed what he can do. And another thing I wanted to say, Robbie says, is with Henderson. Anyone who gives out about Henderson after last night is like, I don't think you understand the role that the chap was being asked to play, because when he came off the pitch, there was nothing left in the tank. Absolutely nothing. I've listened to loads of podcasts, loads of interviews, and every single person said he literally covered every blade of grass in the pitch last night. He was everywhere.
Yeah, he had to be replaced by two right. You know, we end up in a situation where we two right backs.
Yeah, like every
doing
time
the job that he was doing.
Every time Sterling got the ball, Henderson was bearing down on him. If Sterling was 1-on-1 with Trent, Henderson was no more than fucking 5 yards getting in behind him. And that was Henderson sacrificed his game, but like we seen towards the end, the cross he puts in. Now people might say it's lucky, people might say he just got space and he whipped it in, but that's a quality ball. Like if it's a foot lower or if it's a foot to the left, no one's getting near it, because Walker actually thinks it's going wide. Walker thinks it's. If you watch the game back, watch when Mane, the view behind the goal, Walker actually looks at the ball and then looks as if to say the ball's going past him. And then when he sees Mane, you see his face drop. He's like, he wasn't expecting him to be there.
Yeah. Look, I can't tolerate the Henderson haters. They're my new FSG outists.
Oh right,
they're still in existence.
Yeah,
and they're waiting for any chance to criticise Henderson.
Yeah.
They'll never, ever, ever
be happy
and just accept that they were completely wrong.
Just, like, say what you see fucking when you're watching the game. You know what I mean? I'm not a fan of Lovren whatsoever. Yeah. He was excellent yesterday with Van Dijk. Absolutely excellent. I appreciate what you say. It probably is around the corner, the next Rick, but hopefully we get away with it. Hopefully it doesn't happen. It may not happen. Henderson, if I think he played poorly, I'll say he played poorly. When I think he plays well, I'd say he plays well. I thought he was excellent. And it just showed, I think, one of the things that hasn't really been highlighted, I don't think, is how well, between the two of them, they defended Sterling for the 60 minutes that Henderson was on. I thought Sterling was brilliant. Without getting a goal, I thought he was brilliant. He's a top player.
Yeah. People have been talking about Sterling's performance, from the City side, saying he was excellent, he was our best player. A lot of Liverpool fans have said that he was excellent for them, and then people have been producing these stats like that. He'd zero chances on goal, he'd zero this, he'd zero that.
Watch the game with your fucking eyes,
if you watch that game with your eyes, you can see that Sterling caused Liverpool problems.
Hassle.
And Liverpool
had to double up with him.
And it was in particular when Henderson went off after that. Trent started treading water a bit. He tried to get Ox on. They had to get Gomez on. Because Henderson and Trent between them. Now it doesn't always happen. Sometimes they're a bit off, whatever way the wavelength is, on teams. They do look like they're going to get in down that side. But yesterday, the two of them were excellent. Really good. And you pay them eyes with the cross. That's Mane heads that probably 2.5 yards from the goal line, but the keeper has absolutely no chance of going and get anything on that. The quality is so good.
Let's talk about the units there yesterday. The front three, how they defended and attacked as a unit, and the midfield supported them, and they defended and attacked as a unit, and the defence, in particular Trent, and how they attacked as a unit. Like, they were setting traps all over the place. City like to play possession football. They limited City to 45% possession. City are generally kind of holding the ball 80% in games. Liverpool limited to 45%, and all because of how we defend as a unit. Unbelievable how the front three follow the ball so closely together. They're watching all the angles and they're getting in there, and all that happens when the ball moves past them, it's into the next problem, and then it's into the next problem. We win the ball back. Trent gets on the ball and plays a left-footed pinger. A left-footed pinger. Like, the fella's unstoppable with his range of passing at the moment with his right foot, and then he plays a left foot pass straight into Robertson's stride, and then he delivers a ball that's undefendable. And the clinicalness of our front three again, and Salah puts that ball away. Another quality goal.
They were trying to kind of pick it apart a little bit in the Sky studio after the game, and company kind of just stopped them and said, look, you can say you could have done this and you could have done that. He says the quality in that goal, he says, is fucking outrageous.
Yeah, you're talking seconds.
Yeah, he says you're talking right. Could Fernandinho have stayed in his feet and not slid? Could he have cut it out and this, that? And the company just goes, no. He just goes, that's you can't do anything about that.
Yeah,
he says that ball across, he says, is just undefendable.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can talk about doing this and doing that. He just goes, sometimes you just have to say, that's it.
Yeah, it was 20 seconds from when they won the ball, the incident in the box, to when they scored. I'd say it was about 15 seconds from when Trent played that when the ball was won back and Trent played the ball out to Robertson and it was in the net. Teams don't have the chance to reorganise, get back into their shape, get bodies on the players, watch where everyone's going. It happens too quick, and it doesn't matter if you're Man City or Burnley or Brighton, you're getting punished.
Like people see a lot of videos on YouTube and stuff like that, and people are saying like, how do you stop Liverpool's fullback? And Graham Hoddle actually turned around and he says you can't. He says because if you stop the fullbacks, he says then you're letting the likes of Wijnaldum and Henderson. He said if you double up on the fullbacks or try and cut off their corridors and stuff like that, he says you're just leaving space somewhere else that Liverpool will exploit. And he hit the nail on the head. He said that's something that Liverpool have worked on. Obviously, he says they drag City to one side.
Yeah.
The ball comes back to Trent and Robertson is on. He said it's obviously something that they've been working on time and time again, because it happened the last couple of games. It's not the first time it's happened where the two of them have combined, and actually when Robertson scored. But you see the videos and they explain like that Henderson gets the ball and he plays it into Salah, and then people step over and the ball comes back and then it's switched, and then City are trying to regroup. But like if you give any professional footballer a bit of time and a bit of space, he's gonna pick out a pass. But Trent's passing is just, it's outrageous. It's ridiculous. It's actually someone even said it's like Gerrard-esque, or it's what's that chap that commentates with John Aldridge of Liverpool? What's his name?
Steve Hunter.
He said it's a cross between Gerrard and Alonso. Yeah. That's exactly what he said. He said it's different. Now he's a young lad. He's 21 years of age. But like from the start of the season, he's just got better and better.
Yeah, I think it's out of Gerrard's book of passes. Yeah, the way he plays the ball.
See, the front three, for the start are that good, arguably the best in the world. But they play that narrow. The spaces are there for the full-backs. But going back to that quality, they're that good. You can't just forget about them and worry about the two full-backs, because Liverpool are, if you want to force Liverpool to play centrally, they do get that creativity from the full-backs, but they'd still fucking cut you apart if you give Henderson, Fabinho and everything time and the ball. We've seen Fabinho's ball last year, home to United, beautiful ball for the Mane goal. If you want to go down the middle, so that's the problem teams have. And like fellas with a million times better football brains than any of us that are on fucking millions of pounds every year are struggling to find a way to stop us. I know Spurs last year, when they changed from 3 at the back, I think they went 4-2-3-1, or it might have been vice versa. They kind of nullified us in the second half until we got the scuttery winner. But like I said, there's managers out there getting paid fucking millions of quid and they're struggling to stop the fullbacks.
Yeah, so when you're like worrying about cutting out the supply line to a fullback, you know you're up against something very, very special.
And going back to you mentioned the front three, the different units in the front three and the setting traps and all that. Like City got out, like.
And he got his turns.
Yeah, like the City got out quite a few times, but you can only imagine that like they play lesser teams and they're playing out, and they know a stray pass here or there, they'll be all right.
Yeah.
But I think the concentration levels that was required from them playing out yesterday, like, does take its toll. They like one pass there, like, and Liverpool, like some teams when if a team are getting out, because like City did get out a few times, will kind of drop off and say, right, look, they're playing. Liverpool never did. They stayed pressed up, they stayed setting the traps. What I must take out of them to trying to play out, knowing that any fucking mistake here and it's probably going to be in the net.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's a pleasure to watch. Like if you take your Liverpool glasses off and you watch two teams playing like that, both teams playing out from the back, both sets of attackers going at the ball. You know,
for the neutral, like,
and then just fizzing the ball. You couldn't miss that game. I said, like, I was sitting there, pots gone, fucking climbing behind the couch stuff, because you're in the height of it. But if you know allegiance to either team, there, you're getting the popcorn out and putting your feet up, because you know it's absolutely going to be fucking just top draw. The ball's fullbacks fizzing the ball back to their goalkeeper. The trust they have in their goalkeeper. The goalkeeper either going along and pinging the ball onto someone's chest in the middle of the park, or else just playing the ball into the middle where the 6 players are out to the fullbacks again, and it's just the ball moving around. The next thing you know, they're away. It's an absolute pleasure. Like, you know, we're not just looking at two really, really high quality teams. We're looking at two teams who are playing football with the best intentions possible for the sport. It's great for the sport. I think they're the two best teams in Europe at the moment.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We watched how the Real Galacticos used to play football and how enjoyable that was, and we watched the Barcelona team when 2008, 9, 10, and we just couldn't take our eyes off them. And now it's our turn. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Now it's our turn to enjoy this sort of football. Like the focus, the eyes of the world football is on Liverpool at the moment. And that game yesterday.
Like from 1 to 11, like Alisson Becker and goal, right back four, top class. Like Van Dijk has a pair of Heelys on the pitch floating around. That's what it's like. That's how good he made it. That's how good he can slow the game down. Yeah. He was unbelievable. I actually did. I think I seen him sprint once when it was with Jesus into the corner. And he absolutely
did you see
bounced on him. He absolutely hopped on him, stopped the ball, played it. I think Sterling had a bit of a kick at him towards the end. Hopefully he's not injured like on his international.
A free kick there.
But it's like to see what's going on with the team now, and like especially the first 11. It's actually a well-oiled machine, and I actually listened to an interview with Chamberlain, and he was saying that at the level that Chamberlain is at, he still can't get into this team.
Yeah.
And he's performing, like he said he's not up to scratch, like 100% yet. But like the work that Wijnaldum, Fabinho and Henderson do is just unreal. Like I'd say the lads, like they must obviously have their stats and see what they're at, and they must be looking at Henderson and Wijnaldum's numbers, going, "Holy mother of God, I have to keep up with this." Because like Wijnaldum on the ball yesterday, if he holds onto the ball, he just moves it and relieves pressure.
Yeah,
he doesn't take it into bad, like he doesn't get himself caught in bad situations. There's always a pass on. If he's facing his back to goal, he puts his foot and plays it back. But if not, like you seen it yesterday, like I think there was a little bit of skill, like taking off fellas, beating 1 or 2. He's on the far side of him, and then he's playing forward, and then we're on the counter then. Yeah. And just like as you said about Henderson covered. He was like helping Trent out that much that he sacrificed his game, and then Fabinho was just reading the game. But Henderson and Wijnaldum have to trust, and Robertson and Trent have to trust Fabinho to do his job, because it's essentially 3 centre backs: Van Dijk, Fabinho, and Lovren when we're attacking. Yeah, because Fabinho doesn't join in as high. No, because he sits the deep by the tree. But it's a different level. Like as Davor was saying, like the 3 boys up top. I think Neville said it, Mourinho said it, they're all saying it, the 3 best strikers in the world, the best partnership in the world. Yeah, absolutely. I saw
Wijnaldum yesterday was kind of like thinking back, like when the game's over and your head is fried, and you're trying to think to yourself like who played well there, you know what I mean? You're thinking back and just thinking about, like, I thought the 2 centre backs were very good, Fabinho, Firmino as well, but Gini was probably slightly the standout. A mate of mine was over at the game with his brother, a couple of lads, and they'd watch their football and stuff like that, and was talking to them, and they said it was more a game that, like, the whole team was 8 out of 10, but they said that the shape that Liverpool kept was just fucking rock solid. Yeah, rock solid, and that's what stood out for them. The shape that they kept. Because I thought City were very good when they got into our half. They couldn't defend, but when they got into our half, I thought they were very good. I thought they were, as you'd expect. Like it's not a game where we pissed all over them. They'd no chances. No, that we defended very well at times. They missed a couple of chances as we did as well. Like, I'm not saying they didn't deserve it. Now the game, like, we totally deserved to win, but like, they were very good. So we had to be on our toes. Yeah.
We did.
Do you know what I mean? And
I think Klopp looked at the left full for City. What's his name? The Spanish lad?
Angelino.
Yeah. I think Klopp tried to hone in on him that he'd be under pressure. And I think the first 20 minutes of the game, he was kicking the ball out, play a few straight passes. So obviously they tried to target him and double up on him and get round him. Do you know what I mean?
He very early on, he looked like he was struggling. He reminded me of McGregor against Diaz in the first one.
When he was hands on his hips.
He's breathing into his belly. He's fucked. He just can't wait.
Neville said actually in the commentary, he mentioned he just goes, I think there's half an hour gone. He's his hands on his hips, blowing like. You can imagine it, like, I'd say it's like a fucking tornado.
You wouldn't know who'd be chasing.
No, you wouldn't.
Mane goes left, Salah goes right, and Bobby's in the middle with the bright teeth on the muck.
And he even sent Mane over to that side then as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably coped a bit better, actually.
But what I liked about the front three as well, I think I remember Salah picking the ball up about 10 yards outside their box and breaking. Mane doing the same, and Firmino back defending. It's like they're all, like, lads, it's one in, all in type of deal. Because they work their socks off as well. Like, I know Salah couldn't have to come off because of his ankle. Seen a picture of he had a big bag of ice on his ankle at full time walking on the pitch.
He's injured the club. He's to get a scan, but he went to Egypt before getting it.
Right.
Your man David Lynch, the Standard, he tweeted, I was just seeing it there about a half an hour ago, there's a slight concern that there's a bit of a recurrence in it, and he needs a scan.
Recently enough, they sent a Liverpool representative with him back to Egypt.
No, I don't know.
And the same happened with Mane as well. So,
is it to keep an eye on them, like, to make sure they're not doing something they should be training or not?
With all due respect to, like, the African nations that play, I don't think that. I think at times that, like, some of the medical teams, I wouldn't say are.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's
a standard.
It makes sense that they send
some of them,
just make sure that they're sorted, and if there is any risks, they're not taken.
They would, like, they're funding there, like, for a lot of them countries. They wouldn't have it. Sure, didn't Kay to get a jockey back off the pitch when he got injured and won the games. They'd no stretcher there, so he got a jockey back off.
They're going back to a culture where there's massive political pressure on them.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, look, it's mad. These international breaks used to really piss me off, but we get an extra week now to just
of letting the sea wait till it comes down. We look at a bit of radioactive ash when it settles down. We kick back up in 2 weeks' time.
International breaks are shit, but when you beat City to go 8 points clear and 9 points clear of them, it's not a bad one. Like,
yeah, look, we kind of done the game. We'll move on, right? We're in the international break now, and we get the chance to enjoy and reflect on the last group of games since the international breaks. And I remember you have these conversations like, how many points will you take? You know, we the stinker of it in a way to Villa. We knew that was going to be difficult, and of course you had the City game. But, like, 12 games played now and 2 points dropped. And I don't know how that measures up with some of our best starts in history. Like, you know, going back to the great days.
We said in here before, if you want to win the league, you want to be champions, you have to be going to win every game. It's as simple as that. If we had to try to play yesterday and try and get a draw out of the game yesterday, then I probably would have been pissed off, because if you want to win the league, you need to win all their games. You need to just go for it. What have we got to lose? Yeah. We finished second last year at 90 odd points.
97 fucking
97.
points.
Like, that wins the league how many years in a row?
Every league except for the two City.
There you go.
No, that's the standard now.
That's what we're at. So that's this. Like, I think that's the difference now between this year and last year. I know we probably had one eye in the Champions League last year, but I think the major focus now is on the league, and I think Sunday showed you that. I think like the way we played, the way everything geared up, the way Klopp was going on, turning into a tribe mentality. I want the bleeding hot dog man on his A game, but it gets everybody rolling, singing off the same hymn sheet, and everyone's like lunatics then going into the ground, and it's different, because I'd never heard a roar like anything like that when the goal went in. The noise of it, even watching it in the pub, I was like, holy jeez, the noise of that. But that's, I don't know anyone that was in the ground and what they said about the atmosphere, but it seemed like the place was on rails.
It seemed like the commentators were being drowned out, and you could hear the volume from the microphones in the ground.
Well, the two commentators weren't fucking talking a whole lot. They didn't really want to be, did they?
They were disgraced, but there's a few times like the chants got going, and you could hear the fella in the mixing desk in the big van outside was doing his bit to make it the commentators heard. No, I know a couple of people that went to the game. The atmosphere was unbelievable, and Klopp doesn't have to call upon fans to do that, but it's an opportunity out there to talk about how important the fans, the role they play here, how important everybody is. Like, he doesn't mean the hot dog man,
but he's just giving a general
analogy for everybody.
Everybody,
you know, he doesn't want assholes on social media ruining the buzz. He doesn't want any crack with the bus coming in.
Which didn't happen. Nothing happened, yeah.
Without saying it, these are the things. He just wants everything to run perfectly, because when he gets to the point on the pitch, he doesn't want any distraction. He wants everybody together, everyone working as a unit. You know, we've Jurgen Klopp managing our football team, and we're experiencing probably the greatest era in our generation anyway. You know, we all came out of the late 80s growing up, and we got the tail end of it. And we dipped our toe in a few times, like, you know, under Houllier and Rafa. But like, this is more exciting than anything.
His team is a different level to anything that's came on. It's just a shame that Guardiola is at City but like, listen, he's going toe to toe now with him, and it's starting to pay dividends, because we can see now what the team is about. What's happening with everyone now? I think we're flying. As I think all the pundits said, we're the best team and one of the best teams in the world.
Yeah, right now, I firmly believe that, and it's not even a stretch to say it. Like, you know, we're better than all the teams in Italy. Barcelona and Real
are in decline.
Exactly.
No, in decline.
Yeah. Both managers are a week from the sack.
Yeah,
depending on if a result, whatever way a result goes. But yeah, it is. Yeah, it's like we're European champions.
Yeah,
we're going over to this fucking thing in Qatar to see can we bring home this fucking chocolate trophy, and then fucking.
But I don't care. Like now, look, I prioritise the league all day. But if we win that World Cup thing.
Yeah, best in the world.
World champions.
World champions. It's like in America when they win the World Series. Yeah. The only country in the world.
Yeah.
Super Bowl. They're world champions.
We need to do that with the Dubs, don't we?
Yeah, Dubs are world champions.
World GAA champions. What's the point of being the All Ireland? Exactly. We beat anyone in Australia, anyone in America. World champions, up the Dubs.
We are, like you're saying there about blocks of games, and I think it's probably gone under the radar a little bit, but like we've played Spurs, City, United, Leicester, Arsenal,
and City, the whole lot.
We played them 16 points from 18. So that obviously, like, we're going into a period now, particularly December, from now to December, where like it's fucking shoulder to the wheel because there's games fucking all over the shop, but. Like, we've the Derby and we've Leicester. Like,
in the mix.
In the mix. You'd be hoping to take care of everything. Wouldn't, like, disrespect them or anything like that because it's a Derby, but you'd be hoping to take care of them, particularly at home. And then you've the Leicester. So, what I'm saying is that obviously, if you're after playing 5 of the sides, like I know Arsenal and Spurs are both struggling, but they're both decent sides, particularly Spurs, even though they're further down, whatever is going on with them. But they've quality all over the pitch. It obviously makes your upcoming games that bit easier because you're after taking them out of the equation as well. We play Chelsea away as well. You know what I mean? That's going to be a serious 3 points.
Sheffield United, who are they're in the top 6. Out of the top 6 teams, like the 5 in behind us, we beat them all.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
And there's been bits of talk, different pundits and radio shows and all. We're not playing particularly well and stuff like that and all, but I think these are looking at results rather than games. Do you know what I mean? A 2-1 win and a last minute penalty. Look, Leicester had 1 shot on goal that day. Yeah. We bet the fucking brakes off them.
Yeah.
They got a goal. Right, fair enough. We got a last minute penalty to win it. The same Sheffield United. So my name is 2 fucking sitters.
I
know the keeper threw one in, but my name is 2 sitters. Hit the post when he'd all the goal down, and then he was through one goal and scored one. I know the clean sheet thing is obviously something that we're not really used to because we were so tight and conceding. Obviously, there's a bit of a change. Pep Linders alluded to it during one of his press conferences for the League Cup that the lads seem to be happier playing a high line. Maybe the VAR probably has something to do with that.
Yeah.
Like what Paddy was saying. But I think your goals against Column won't be just about clean sheets you take. If you concede 1 goal and no more, you're grand.
Yeah.
And if we concede 1 goal, in my opinion, for every game for the rest of the season, I think we win the league.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I know conceding one, you're only a mistake away
You
from.
score one, we'll score
I know
two.
you concede one, you're only a mistake away from getting two, and conceding two, and then things get out of hand, and the game's obviously much more. But like your goals against Callum, if you're conceding one, if you're keeping it at one, you'll be alright.
Yeah, like I don't know. Someone said to me earlier on Twitter, like there was someone was slagging off the Arsenal TV thing, and somebody says, like, is there a need for that, or would you be embarrassed if Liverpool, like, you know, people like keep providing content out there, we're doing that? Now, like, what Arsenal are going through at the moment is like a totally different thing. Like, we couldn't possibly have a podcast or someone out at the back outside the ground going on like them cabbages at the moment, because what is there? So your man, this fella replied, he called for, you know, critical analysis, right? You know, productive, or what you call it, constructive criticism and all that. But I mean, what is that to? What is that to constructively criticise? Okay, right, you're talking about marginal wins and late penalties and late goals and a few things going our way. But we're going to have stages of the season where we're going to whop teams. We're going to have stages of the season where we're going through. That's what the challenge of winning a league is all about. I mean, you can look back in a season, whether it's a success or a failure, and start critically analysing parts of it. But Jesus, like, what can you possibly say wrong?
Nobody.
After 12 games. And the Champions League, you know, we've been way more potent now in the Champions League as well than we were last year. We're hoping that we'll have the Champions League group wrapped up
in the next
game. That's what we're hoping for. And then we can, it means down from the 7th of December onwards, we've dead rubbers. Apart from one league game, the Watford one, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's around the 16th or something before they go play Villa and then away. So there is a huge fixture congestion, but
like constructive criticism, right? Like there's really, like, you watch any game. Like I watched, it was away a few weeks ago, and I watched United and Newcastle, the one that Newcastle beat them, right? Now United were turgid, like really bad, but they still created. Like they were still in the game. They were still in the game, and creating bits of chances and half chances, and like ball bounces either way, and they get a goal. There's like, no matter how much you're bashing a team or anything like that, a team generally creates a couple of chances against you.
Yeah.
Like generally they will. You know what I mean? Where they, like, you take your foot off the gas or whatever like that. So you're never, like, you're rarely going to have a fucking 11 out of 10 performance where they don't get near your fucking goal and your goalkeeper doesn't touch the ball. That generally doesn't happen. So, like what you were saying there, what constructive criticism about what?
Yeah.
Like being 8 points clear at the top of the league. This isn't a start, like I alluded to earlier, where we've played all the bottom, we've played 2 of the top 6, and we've played everyone else from down the bottom, including the 3 teams in the relegation zone. It's fucking, like, it's been a rough start in fixture wise, and we've come through it. So, like, to me, that constructive criticism thing is probably a little veiled fucking thing, as let's start fucking giving out about
people players. There's people probably saying that the fullbacks are too high, so that's why we're conceding goals. But don't look at what the fullbacks are contributing up the other end of the pitch. Yeah. So it's cutting your nose off to spite your face, like, do you know what I mean, type of thing. So people, like, if you were going to say that, but like, if we win the league, no one's gonna give a monkeys. No one's gonna care if we win the league. Nobody. Now, every other fan in England and Ireland might be an old atomic bomb of seed that we might have to deal with. But, like, for us, like, we watched United do this for years. We've watched Chelsea do it for a bit, City do it for a bit. Where Chelsea were years ago under Mourinho were relentless. Ferguson's teams were relentless. The last 7 minutes of a football match, if Alex Ferguson's teams were 1-0 down, they were still in the game. And they'd probably go on to win if they scored a goal.
Felt like 27 minutes.
But that's what we have now. The last few minutes of a game, 1-0 down, Liverpool get one, more likely get another one. Yeah. Because that's the level we're at now. And as I said at the start, teams will look at us now, winning games in the last minute, the manner we're winning games, and then beating City in the manner we just did. Teams will be looking at that and saying, the way City were last year, teams are beaten before City get off the bus.
Yeah.
So that could probably roll into to us now. But the way that everyone goes on and people aren't happy with this player, people aren't happy with that player, just be fucking happy about winning games. Yeah. And we're at the top of the table, like we're at the big meal, as you'd say, and we're challenging for Champions League, we're challenging for leagues, we're in the League Cup, we're going to this World Club Cup thing. Like, we were so long without fucking nothing, and now people still make up little sonar detector yokes for passing and stuff like that. People are missing the point. You need to enjoy it.
They probably don't. A lot of the fellas doing that, they might be younger now, not to paint the a younger generation. Don't like this idea of categorising millennials or baby boomers and all that. Yeah. But the younger generation probably haven't suffered like we have. I think we're probably the worst generation. Our dads and all our brothers seeing Liverpool lift trophies all over Europe, and they got to enjoy it. And we're the generation that had to be going, got the names for next year is our year, and then we were deluded and all that. But
when you boil that down, when you take that back, Andy, sorry, we're cutting across, you're right. Look, we all want the league, without a shadow of a doubt. But we get castigated by fans of other clubs. Like I didn't see us win the league the last time, right? I'm that young. But like from then, so kind of like 92 was kind of the first kind of stuff I remember watching. Now I do remember the FA Cup final and all that, right? I've seen us win every trophy in the world of football except the league. But like fucking Johnny from fucking that follows West Ham is on giving Liverpool fans fucking shit. And fucking and Evertonians and this that, like, of course we want to win the league, but fucking hell, we've seen us lifting some trophies.
Like the City fans were at it, like, we were about the decision when they're talking about sure the Scousers will take anything now, they haven't seen the league in 30 years. Them guys are the equivalent of somebody winning the Euro Millions. They were nothing until the money came along, and Liverpool
we've done it in the right manner.
We've done it in the right manner, and we suffered for a long time. We hit a bad dip just with the
Hodgson era.
But I'm going back to the Moors and family-owned club. They didn't got the money or the vision to see what
they put us on a financial footing.
So we lost ground. While football was developing into such a a money business, thing and a business. Other clubs were seeing this vision, and the London clubs, Arsenal and Chelsea, like they were just more in touch with it. So but we still managed to lift trophies out throughout them years. We still managed to win European Cups, UEFA Cup, FA Cups, League Cups. We still done it. But now is our time. We made up unbelievable ground in the last 8 years, 9 years under FSG's ownership. And here we are now, like. I don't know. I think we're coping quite well with it. Last year I didn't want to say we'd win the league, but there was a time I felt that. No, sorry, I never really felt we're definitely going to win the league. I wouldn't be that confident going around and be saying that, but we were in with a chance, a big chance. We're in a title race, massive chance. But this season. We are proven to be the best team in the league.
But again, Andy, I know, we can't get carried away either. Like, it is only mid-November. There is a lot of games to be played. We are looking the best out of the two out of us and City. Now, don't get me wrong, City have had injuries. We've had injuries as well. We only had back a couple of games. So we, God forbid, if anyone out of the back got injured, like Van Dijk, Trent or Robertson, I think we'd struggle if we lost Van Dijk. Up top, I don't think so much. I think if Salah was out for a while, I think Origi or Chamberlain or something would come in and the things would be rejigged. But I think we'd be at more of a loss defensively than we would be attacking wise. If we lost anyone out of the back, I think it'd hurt us more than if we lost anyone out of the front three. I know the front three work as a unit, but still we've brought goals in off the bench and stuff like that. Like, you even have Lallana chipping in with a goal against United and stuff like that. So it's just we just have to go with it. That's all we can do, really. Like, we just have to.
Yeah. Look, I know it's what it always comes back to. We've just so many really important players now that people think if you took them out it would have a detrimental effect on us. We lost our goalkeeper. I mean, last season I was told by other fans that without Alisson we would have never been in the title race.
I think he deserves a bit of a rocking in with the goalkeepers union and that for yesterday, but like nothing overly spectacular, but just solid as fuck yesterday. Took crosses when he needed to come, balls going back to him, fizz back, dealing with them, distribution top notch, couple of saves. Just
you can't do anything.
I actually think he's getting more of a presence even now as his career is kind of progressing at Liverpool. Like he's getting more of a, but didn't want to go on about that, but just thought yesterday he was really solid.
We're having a chat here between us, the three of us tonight. Why not talk about Alisson? We want to talk about. I thought he was excellent without standing out with big massive saves. Just commanding his area, just the trust that he has there. There was a punch away. The ball, I can't fucking remember, but he kind of punched it with the two fists away from the goal. And it's just things like that. You're on, fucking, we've a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
We've a fucking goalkeeper.
And other fans that of other clubs that have been, say, happy with their goalkeeper, not necessarily like punching at the same level, might look at a game and go, he really went in there. But when we've had years of fucking Mignolet, like with the fall off of Reina, that was really dramatic. Yeah. Then we went into Mignolet. Karius wasn't the answer. Like we haven't been looking at a decent goalkeeper since peak Reina years, which is it's probably talking 10 years ago. So that, like you said, to be sitting there going, fuck, like I know the one you're talking about. Fizz comes in, Fizz that like a half cross, half shot. Yeah. Like split second, make your mind up. Do you catch it?
Parry
might get away, do you parry it? No, two fists on it, 25 yards out.
How does he? I mean, that's just unbelievable instinct. He's just saying things happen a bit quicker than.
And we can't say anything about the goal. It's a great finish, boy.
It's a brilliant finish.
He can't get it any more in the corner if he tried. Like, Jesus,
clips the post.
Yeah, like Bernardo's a fantastic player. The technique there, I love a good left foot player. The technique, you know, he open a can of beans there,
opening doors with his left foot.
He flicked them up and into a pot there and boiled them up. But I know the technique, the way he just wraps his foot around and the spin he puts on the ball to just fizz it across the ground and into the net. Well, I mean, some shots aren't stoppable.
Does it take a deflection going across the box and go back towards him? Because I think we look solid, like we look like we had our line ready. Yeah, I don't think if you wanted to be critical, you could say Robertson doesn't react quick enough, but he just it's a great finish. It's a very, very good finish.
Yeah, Fabinho gets kind of out muscled by Kevin De Bruyne. People were Klopp was going mad for a free out. That wasn't actually VAR checked, was it?
No, I'm not sure.
I think it was actually.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
But do we care?
We don't care. We literally don't.
Give a monkeys.
But just on going back on the reluctant to say we'll win the league and stuff like that. You know from the WhatsApp, I'm fucking pessimistic. Yeah. I'm seeing us fair enough. We've had heartbreak, as in the Rodgers year with Suarez and stuff like that, and all. So it's until Henderson is standing there holding that thing above his head, I'm not getting. I refuse to let myself get too worked up about or get too carried away. Now, having said that, when you lay all the facts out, of course, you're looking at it going, like what Keane said, like your man asked him, you were chasing teams before coming back to win the league. You said never as good a team as this, though. We didn't chase. When you lay it out, we've only lost one in the last 50 league games or something like that. X, Y, and Z, and if you correlate that to what's going forward, well then
being unbeaten about 400 games at home.
Do you know what I mean? It'll be something a bit mad will have to happen, but it's Liverpool and some mad shit fucking.
Well, Daisy Lovren in the team, you never know.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
But I don't have it. That's just me. I will just to keep myself fucking half. So I just go just keep it fucking. I totally understand people going, look at 9 points. My mate was on to me there earlier. He follows Villa actually. He goes, league's over. Yeah. I was like, look.
We had
it's easy for someone.
It's easy for someone else to say.
How many points are we ahead of them last year when we had to play them in the Etihad?
They'd get people try and make this. We were 7 points ahead, right? But they had the game in hand.
Right.
If we had a beat them, we would have went 10 points ahead with them
Same
having a game in
amount,
hand. So we were
Yeah, but
7
it's at
points
the
ahead.
Etihad. It's not like you're not playing at home to Watford with a game to go.
We're going to play against them 7 points ahead with a game in hand. So they're always going to win their fucking game in hand. That's 4 points.
Yeah.
The lead was 4 points, and then they beat us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
But just like that's what people be thinking. Like, oh, we can't get carried
And then
away.
they lost to Newcastle and we drew. You were at the Leicester game, were you?
Yeah,
The snow.
yeah,
That's when we drew that one. I should have had a fucking penalty. VAR was in. He was fucking had a penalty.
100%. Well, we probably wouldn't. They would have
Yeah,
probably
they
would have backed the
probably would have
referee's
fucking-
initial
exactly.
decision. That was the game I felt it slipped through our fingers last year. We
Yeah.
pick a game outside of the 2 matches between Liverpool and City. I said
conceding the goal right on half time and all. It was a
Yeah.
bit just.
it was a stinker again. It was
yeah.
a cold night. The pitch was, we couldn't play football on the pitch, all the sleet and ice. I could have thought the last few weeks that Liverpool could not drop points against City. You know what I mean? Across the 2 games, they'd win the league. So we beat them, and we could probably afford to be beaten by them if things keep going the way.
And we
they
don't
are.
play them till quite late. Actually,
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
it's the 4th of April or something like
So
that.
you'd wonder how significant it'll be. I'm sure it'll be a big game no matter what. But I don't know. I think we should be allowed to get a little bit carried away. You've got fellas like Kane, Souness, Mourinho, Wenger, like big names, serial winners who know about winning.
Poor old Vincent Company wouldn't concede that yesterday. Sure he wouldn't. He was snapping.
He put on a horrible performance.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrible. It was they couldn't make one positive point about Liverpool that he could agree with.
But I think someone said, I don't know if it was Gav talking last night, that somebody sent in a comment saying Vincent Company was like a player who'd been sent off and got sent up to the box to do commentary. That's what it was like.
I tell you, just watch bits and pieces of Mourinho on it. I tell you, I think he'd crawl from fucking Portugal or London to manage Liverpool. The way he's looking around, he's seeing everything really. I know I'm not saying fucking give him the job in a few years or anything like it. Do you know what I mean? But I'm just. Like you could just see in his face the way he's talking. He'd fucking crawl from his gaff up to fucking Melwood.
Yeah, before he took over United and what happened at United, I'd have took him. I think there's a few things about Mourinho. Like I think he burnt out a long time ago.
He's an absolute shithouse as well. He just loves winding people up and pissing people off. He loves it when he's at a club. Like,
and he's not a fit for our club, like, and our unity, and you can't have an individual like that. He's all about
him.
Yeah, but I think he loves Liverpool. There's definitely
I think he definitely respects the club, the appreciation, the fans, the just the way everything is rolled.
The
in
ethos of the
Liverpool,
place. He respects what goes on. But did you hear Wenger talking about Anfield, saying that Anfield is a fortress again and is the best team in the world, and everything it's all one big group. He says from the fans to the players to the manager. He said it's all going the same way. It's all
we wouldn't look even for him. Like if he dug down and done like any due diligence, he'd know himself it's not the club for him the way he manages. Like fair enough, it gets thrown about. We forked out the money for Alisson and Van Dijk and all, but the tweet going around there was 72 million net spent in the 4 years that he's there. Like that's fucking nothing.
I will not have anyone talk about how much we spent for.
No, do you know what I mean?
Van Dijk,
exactly.
when you look at fucking Harry Maguire, I'm sorry. As Van der Vaart said, if Maguire's worth 80 million, Van Dijk is worth 300.
Look, me bollocks, we had to go out. We had no goalkeeper. We had to go out and buy the best goalkeeper.
Yeah.
That's the ambition the club has for this club.
Yeah.
Go out and get the best goalkeeper.
I want him.
What's
I
the
want no
point
one
in going out and buying another keeper
Karius.
to develop?
Exactly.
He hasn't got the time to develop it.
Nope.
My point is like,
as well.
Like Mourinho, you'd be signing the Van Dijk and Mourinho want another 75 for another defender the following year, and that's just not the way Liverpool do business. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? They won't do it like that. But yeah, I thought it was an absolute dead giveaway. I'm in the studio there yesterday. He was just fucking. You could see it in his face. He'd love to be out there managing Liverpool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know it was muted, wasn't it? Like he had a choice between us and Chelsea and stuff like that. All that kind of stuff.
Was it not Rick Parry said? Remember when Porto beat United in Old Trafford and he ran down the sideline? There was a yoke saying Rick Parry was asked like Jose Mourinho. He says a Liverpool manager wouldn't do that. wouldn't run down the line like he did. Never he ran down the touchline and celebrated.
That's until the club came along.
Yeah, but no, but you know what I mean. Like at the time when I think it was, I think we were looking at. I think it was when Benitez came in. Like, but listen, it's all in the past now. We're only looking at what's to come. Hopefully Klopp signs a new 4-year deal for the crack.
Yeah, just
fucking off.
It seems fairly accepted amongst everybody that he's going to go after his current deal ends.
You have to enjoy. You have to enjoy it.
I don't know. Like, hopefully, he's such a good time over the next 2 years that he wants to stay on longer. But no matter what, we have to enjoy that.
Exactly.
This is my argument about getting excited about winning the league. I'm like that Paddy Power ad where your man's like at work, and you're trying to play it down, and you're trying to you don't want to be seen to be getting carried away. But I'm amongst friends here. Liverpool, there's no one going to be listening to this who isn't a Liverpool fan, I hope. And I think we're favourites in the league. I believe we win the league.
Absolutely. No, I do think we're favourites, but I just think that there is a long way to go, and we have to just hope that we don't get any big injuries, and maybe we don't know if anybody's coming in January. Maybe he has his eye on someone to bulk up the squad, because we know December is going to take a big toll on the squad, like with the amount of games, the volume of games, the travelling and all. That is going to be a dip. If it's around Christmas, then hopefully we have the point in the bag that we can afford one slip up or a draw here or there or wherever, just to keep us on top, you know.
I think we've said enough for tonight. No, I just want to finish off just from the day trippers. It was great to see Sean Cox back on the field yesterday.
Brilliant.
Very heartwarming for any fan to see him there, and he got the treatment he deserved. It was brought here to me. I seen him sitting there with the jacket on with his initials on and all that. And you got to hope now he's got his own place there for any game he wants to go to.
His wife spoke very well. She was just interviewed by off the ball, and she spoke very well. It's obviously not easy. She's in Sheffield with him. At the minute for his rehab. She said he's making. I'm sure a lot of listeners maybe have seen it. On off the ball, but they're happy with him. He's making progress, but still a long way to go. And look, their world is torn upside down. Like, they've, I think, kind of college age children that are at home now alone, and obviously that's obviously good that they're of that age, but still for your parents to be away in them circumstances, and just for the whole family, just it can't be easy. But she spoke very, very well, and I'd echo that. Jeez, it was great to see him there. I have to say,
the way the mind works is very strange. Like, you hope that he gets such a big psychological boost from being there, and the experience and the win and all that. Because
I think Klopp mentioned that the players were happy that he was there and stuff like that. That the players obviously knew that he was going to be there. And
Klopp spoke very, very well, even in his press conference, pre-match press conference about him. You know what I mean? Really. Not lip service, kind of way. Like, it's not lip service. He said that. He says, I think he was happy to see me, but I think I was more happy to see him, and so we called it a draw. You know what I mean? And that's like not lip service, and you know what I mean. It's.
Klopp, he's a great way with words. He's a very humble human being, and he just suits
the normal one.
And everything, the normal one.
Everyone's we've all gone to games here, and fucking hell, for something like that to happen, especially if, I don't know, a man at that age, he was not looking for a row or a beard up or anything like that, for something like that to happen. And I read the other day the concert in the Tree Arena sold out in 15 minutes, and I seen John Bishop saying they're trying to get a run up and running, I think maybe in Liverpool as well for them. So it's great. They really are rallying around, and it's great to see. It's great to see.
Fair play to it. It's a family club, and brilliant. Right, that's it, lads and ladies, and everybody listening. Liverpool are absolute mustard. We're unbearable. We're winning the league.
Yes.
I know. Long way to go, but that was the significance of yesterday was just incredible.
Massive win. Huge win.
All right. Thanks always to Paddy Lawson, Shane Darren, and I'm your host, Andy. Good luck, good night, goodbye.